Welcome to Solution 21 Million's Guide to Bitcoin. Okay, let me ask you something. What if your family had a financial superpower? I'm serious. Today, we're going to explore a future where Bitcoin doesn't just, change how we spend money, but how we build our entire society from the ground up. So, let's dive right in.
All right, picture this with me for a second. Just a normal kitchen table scene. A mom is sitting there with her kids. She pulls out this little device, looks kind of like a USB stick, and just puts it right there on the table. That is her family's Bitcoin wallet. And what she's about to tell them, well, it's going to completely change how they see the world. You can just imagine their eyes getting wide as she explains, look, if the government wants to spend money on something, they can't just, hit print. They actually have to ask us, our family, for a contribution. See that little device? It's not just a wallet, it's their family's vault.
So this whole idea, this vision of a family vault, it's all built on a really simple but incredibly powerful principle that you and your family should have complete, total control over your own savings forever. Okay, so this family vault idea, it has 4, let's call them unbreakable rules. Rule number 1, our money is ours, period, full stop. Rule 2, no one can print more of it. That means it can't be devalued out of thin air. 3, if they want to spend it, they have to ask. And finally, Rule 4, trust has to be earned, not just assumed. Any financial institution that's left, they have to prove publicly that they're 100% backed all the time. All right, so you're probably thinking, how is any of this even possible? Well, it all boils down to one foundational idea: the power of true ownership. Think about it like this. Right now, your savings are kind of like they're in a leaky bucket, right? Constantly being drained by inflation, controlled by other people. Bitcoin, well, it offers you a sealed vault instead. And the key to this vault? It's a concept called self-custody. It's actually pretty simple. It means you and only you hold the secret digital key. Think of it as a super password that nobody else has to your Bitcoin. No bank, no company, no government can get to it. Only you. And that gives you absolute final ownership. And this is where you really see the difference, right? The old system, that's the leaky bucket. You need someone's permission to move your money, and its value is always going down because they can just print more. The Bitcoin system, that's the sealed vault. It's permissionless. You can send it to anyone, anywhere, anytime, no questions asked. And maybe most important of all, it is absolutely scarce. 21 million. Remember that number. It's not a goal. It's not a target. It is the absolute final amount of Bitcoin that will ever exist. And that limit, it's locked in by pure math. It can never, ever be changed. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Let's take this powerful idea of ownership and think bigger. What would actually happen to our society if politicians couldn't just fire up the money printer to fund whatever they want? What if they had to come to us, to you and me, and ask for every single penny? And look, this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is a fundamental shift in accountability. The moment governments can no longer just rely on that money printer, the entire power dynamic between the state and the individual gets turned on its head. I mean, just imagine a politician at a podium. Instead of these vague promises we always hear, they have to make a direct, totally transparent pitch. Hey everyone, we need 0.01 Bitcoin from each family's vault to build this new school. You'd see that request, you'd look at your own savings, and you get to decide. This just forces an incredible, almost unbelievable level of honesty and efficiency. And from there, you get this amazing ripple effect, right? Because your money actually holds its value. You have a real reason to save it. And this growing pool of actual capital, well, it naturally flows towards useful, productive projects. Think new technologies, better infrastructure, services people actually want. Society starts building things that last, not just things that are, politically convenient at the moment. But this system, it unlocks yet another superpower. I call it the freedom to vote with your feet. Think about it. If your city or country starts making bad decisions, raising taxes, creating dumb rules, you don't have to pack up a U-Haul. You can move your entire life savings in seconds to a place that treats you better. And this forces governments to actually compete to serve you. The winners will be the ones with low taxes and strong property rights. And the impact, it just keeps going. It doesn't stop with the economy. It fundamentally changes the math behind one of the most destructive things humans do: wage war. See, right now, how do we pay for long, expensive wars? A lot of the time, it's through inflation. They just print money, which is really just a hidden tax that eats away at your future savings. The true cost is buried, it's obscured, which makes it way too easy for these conflicts to just drag on and on without any real public buy-in.
Now, on a Bitcoin standard, it's a completely different story. War has to be paid for with real Bitcoin, taken directly from family vaults right now, today. The costs are immediate, they're transparent, and they're felt by everyone. All of a sudden, long, drawn-out conflicts become incredibly unpopular, unless they are absolutely 100% necessary for survival.
And when the costs are that crystal clear, leaders have a massive incentive to spend more time at the negotiating table. Diplomacy, compromise, trade, those become the logical, more profitable options. Peace, quite simply, becomes cheaper and smarter than war. And really, this all comes back to where we started, you and your family. Because true ownership of your money, it doesn't just change the economy, it changes the whole culture. It forces us to stop thinking in these short little bursts from one election to the next and start planning for the next generation.
So let's just quickly recap the superpowers this new world gives you. Number 1, true financial ownership. What's yours is yours. Number 2, a direct vote on how your money is spent by the government. Number 3, the freedom to vote with your feet and move your wealth where it's treated best. And finally, number 4, the power to build for generations, knowing your savings won't be silently stolen by inflation.
Now look, this change isn't going to happen overnight. And, with great power comes great responsibility. Learning how to properly secure your own keys, it does take a little practice. But the direction we're headed in, it's so clear and it is incredibly empowering.
This isn't about some utopia or creating a perfect world. It's about building a better one. A world where your money is actually yours and where we build for the long haul. So I'll leave you with this question. What would you do with your family vault?
Like this explainer if it was helpful. Comment below with your thoughts or questions. Subscribe for more educational content.
This is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always conduct your own research.
Reclaim your time and future. Study Bitcoin.